Good afternoon, High Point family. Welcome to week 5 of Cooking Collaborative here in Cafe Kitchen on the extraordinary campus of High Point University. Today we're going to feature one of the farmers market's favorites,
the stuffed pepper. So we have two different options for you today, a vegan option and then a regular sausage, spicy Italian sausage option. So some great fillings here and there. It does have a filling with brown rice in it. You can sub out with quinoa. So your choice there. Once again, as we've said over the time that we've been here doing these cooking demos, that up to you to sub out what you like. For the most part, this recipe is gonna encompass all of that. So let's get started here. So our first step, go ahead and get our burner on. Get our oven started at 375.
Chef Brandon has kind of made this and split this into, he's going to do the meat option and I'm going to do the vegan option. He's kind of turned it into a friendly competition of whose looks better. You'll be the judge at the end of whose pepper looks the best.
It's very true.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to get started. So I've got my burner on.
I got my burner on.
Good deal.
Can I borrow some of your oil?
I guess. You didn't come prepared today.
Well, I didn't prep my ingredients today either. Somebody else prepped
it for you. That's a good friend right there.
It's a great friend.
All right, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna go ahead and get my gloves on so we get our vegetables cut as that burner warms up.
So as Chef Brandon noted to earlier, he's got most of our ingredients already prepped out. He's got our minced garlic ready. There's a couple things you're gonna have to cut while you're getting ready for this. So it looks like on our lovely menu card, we're gonna dice some yellow onions. Here you go, sir. Actually, you know what?
Oh, man, burned already.
Burned already. So you want to cut the ends off your onions and put it on the flat side. And then cut your lines, and then you can come in here and just get your diced onions. Now, the recipe is only calling for about 1/4 pound, which is about 4 ounces. Get a measuring cup if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and get these in my pan and get them sauteing.
But you're probably realistically looking at about a half an onion, half of a medium to large size onion to get that pound weight that you're looking for.
Especially because this recipe on this recipe card, it is for 2 full batches, correct?
Yeah. So your four portions is what we have it set up for you for a family style kind of meal. So we're cutting it down just a little bit since we're gonna make 2 of each.
So now while my onions are starting to cook a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and add my garlic. And every time you want to add an ingredient to your pan, you always want to season your ingredients. So we're gonna add a little bit of the salt and pepper to the ingredients.
We're gonna let these guys start cooking down, sweating out a little bit, getting some color in there. And as they're cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get our tomato diced up. Another option will be using diced tomatoes out of a can. Not a big deal. I know that as the summer moves in, we're starting to pull stuff out of our gardens. So if you can utilize some of that, that's even better.
You know, the garden is a fun way to get all your family involved. Get everybody growing their favorite fruit or vegetable. A garden doesn't have to just consist of vegetables. You know, things that are really easy to grow in your yard are blackberry bushes, blueberry bushes, even grapes.
So we're looking at probably 3 or 4 minutes on the saute of onions and garlic to really get some color and flavor starting to come out of those guys.
Again, so I just added the diced tomatoes to my pan, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper to them.
So where we start to differ a little bit here is I'm gonna go ahead and add my sausage in to start getting it browned out and get some of that nice, the fat starting to render out from the sausage in there. You can use any kind of sausage really. I mean, I've done kielbasa, it's not a bad option too.
No, it's a really good option.
So, you can mix it up a little bit when it comes to that.
So like Chef Brandon said, he just added his meat. I'm gonna go ahead and I have my tomatoes cooking along with my onions and my garlic, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my black beans. What you wanna do is you get yourself a strainer. You wanna rinse and drain your black beans. You don't want the extra liquid in there. You want to be able to just saute your black beans down for just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and add those in. Again, new ingredient in the pan, little S&P. Now, after I add my salt and pepper, I'm gonna go ahead and add my other flavor ingredients in here that are on your recipe card. We have the chili powder, we have the cumin, and then we have the dry oregano spices, Italian herbs, I'm sorry, which does consist of oregano. We're gonna stir that around a little bit and let that cook down for about 2 or 3 minutes.
I've got my sausage starting to break down here. The onions are becoming a little more translucent. The smells are starting to come out from our flavors in the pan. So
it smells wonderful. If mine looks like me, I'm gonna win.
I don't know about that.
As we're following the recipe here, now that when my beans and my tomatoes are cooked and my onions and the flavors are starting to marry, we're gonna go ahead and add the proper measurements of rice.
And with your rice mixture, typically from a measuring standpoint, a rice to liquid ratio, you're about half of your rice to your liquid. So if it's a cup of rice, you're looking at 2 cups of water, 2 cups of stock, something along those route.
Correct.
Along that route. With these recipes, you could certainly go the veggie stock route or the chicken stock route if you want to moisture those flavors a little bit. So just an option there to throw in.
Do not be afraid to let your rice saute in with your pan. It's going to add a little bit of nuttiness to the flavor of your rice. It actually cooks and it just adds another layer profile into the flavor of your stuffed pepper and your rice.
And in the end too, if it cooks down a little bit, you get a little bit of char on that rice in the bottom of the pan, you're almost kind of that paella flavor melting, you get that nice crispiness going on, so it's not a bad option.
I'm a little bit ahead of Chef Brandon just because it doesn't take long for the beans to cook.
Well, that's just natural malt talent.
It's natural. Can't help it. It's born this way. Get a little bit of water from our HPU water bottle here. Tap water is just fine. We're going to go ahead and add that in. We get that mixed up really well. Get that rice to start cooking. The rice and the beans are going to start soaking up that water.
All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add my diced tomatoes into this mix. Got a little bit of color on the sausage, color on the onions.
Man, if this was the time to man.
Yeah, really.
But again, folks, I'm just joking with Chef Brandon. Take your time. Cooking is fun. Enjoy the time that you get to be with your family in the kitchen. Have fun with it. Like Chef said earlier, you can use other ingredients. You can substitute other ingredients into your stuffed peppers. You can even use bits of shrimp that are chopped up or smaller shrimp to put in your stuffed pepper. It's whatever you prefer.
So now we're adding our dry spices, our cumin, our chili powder, our Italian seasoning. Like another splash of salt in there, splash of pepper. Go ahead and add my rice to this mix. And the high point water. Give that guy a quick stir, start to incorporate everything in there. And our next step for both of these is going to be cover and let simmer on low for probably about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
You want to make sure your rice is fully cooked.
Yep.
Absorbs all the liquid in there.
That's where all your flavor is coming from, is all that liquid that the rice is soaking up. All right, so now our peppers are in the oven. We're gonna get started on our chimichurri sauce. Great sauce, multi-use, good for fish, good for beef, good for pork. Just a nice bright herby sauce with a little splash of vinegar or citrus. Just brings that little bit of acid, brightens up your flavor. So we're gonna take our mixture of oregano and our flat leaf parsley. Get that guy in there. I'm using a magic bullet. Great option for small amounts of stuff you're gonna blend. You could also just chop this if you like. I tend to like the way it kind of mimics a pesto whenever you get a really fine blend on it. So that's the option that I'm gonna take, and you could also go blender route. But yeah, definitely wanna get this really chopped up so you don't have it too chunky in your mix. So we're adding our garlic and our vinegar, our salt, pepper, a little red chili flake for a little spice to it.
No heat.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go get our oil in there.
Smells good already.
That guy's sealed up really nice. And then it's gonna be a little noisy. There we go.
3 hours later.
3 hours later.
Just kidding.
So we have, it smells great. Got a nice little,
Great color.
nice flavor to it. Nice color to it.
It's wonderful. It's gonna be great.
Put that guy to the side. All right, so we have our chimichurri made. We're now moving on to finishing the stuffing for the peppers. It's been on probably 15 to 18 minutes, covered. All those flavors have incorporated into the mix. It's got a nice, really nice tomatoey smell to it. You smell the herbs and stuff in there.
Smells wonderful.
So we're gonna grab, for each pepper, you're probably looking at about 2 green onions. We're gonna trim up basically all the green off there. And then we're gonna be looking at 4 or 5 sprigs of cilantro, just moisture that flavor in there. A little bit of cilantro for you too.
Thank you, sir. Cilantro, you just need a rough chop. Get those herbs mixed in, chop well together. Go ahead and throw it into your mixture, right, Chef?
Yes, sir.
Give that a quick stir. Rice and black beans turned out nice.
I don't know about as nice as this.
Mine looks better. Smells great though, it does.
So we got our mixture there. Next step of the process is where we kind of deviate once again into the vegan and to the meat eater option. So we have a recommendation within the recipe was utilizing for the vegan option. We like the Daya mozzarella cheese, and we also have a Parmesan version on campus. And then for the sausage option, just have a nice Monterey Jack cheddar blend. So we're gonna add about 1/4 of a cup to this mixture. It'll just help bind it all up and get it super cheesy. You know, as we've talked about in the past several episodes, you can't go wrong with butter and cheese.
You cannot.
We're gonna incorporate that in there, let that cheese start melting down a little bit. I'm gonna add another splash. You know, I know Jeremy's black beans are gonna overtake mine if I don't add that extra cheese to it. So I'm not gonna let that happen today.
I can't help but laugh at that.
All right, so as you can kind of see, we're getting all cheesy, nice and melted. Oh, it's looking good. These nice little chunks of sausage all cooked off and browned out in there. So we are ready to get our peppers.
We ready to stuff pepper, Chef?
Let's take a look and make sure they're good to go. We've been in there about 10 to 12 minutes at this point, so. There we go. These peppers are a little soft. Starting to see some of the water coming out of the inside there. It means they're starting to cook down a little bit. And they're warm. So you may want to pull them out, let them sit for a minute or two.
So folks, like you said, you want to take some of your mixture, get a spoon, put your pepper in your hand. You just want to incorporate it all into, you're going to make a little bit of a mess. That's a fun thing about this one. Make a mess. Make your husband, wife, children clean it up for you. So get one of your pepper stuff there. It looks great. Good color on pepper there.
Same on this side. Pepper stuffing going inside. Go, beautiful. Like Jeremy said, we're gonna go back on the sheet tray for a minute. We're gonna hit it with a little bit more cheese and back in the oven for 2 to 3 minutes. Just get that cheese nice and melted. And then... All right, so now our peppers are ready to go. Cheese is nice and melted. Do want to say that, a lot of the time the vegan cheese, it doesn't melt nearly as consistent as regular cheese. Just keep that in mind. It does tend to bubble a little bit, but maybe doesn't lose the shape that a regular cheese does and fully incorporate.
That's right, so it's not going to look like melted cheese. It will melt some Just depends on which one you get, but it is a great substitute for the vegans. And a vegetarian option. Man, oh man.
Looks good.
So, what you want to do, while Chef Brendan's folding his towel, I'm going to go ahead and get in front of him here. You're going to take some of your chimichurri sauce, a little spoon, put it on the plate however you want to. We're going to make a couple nice lines here. We're going to get our peppers on this chimichurri here. I'm going to let Chef Brandon have some of that because I'm a nice guy.
Such a nice guy.
Then you're going to take your pepper, nice and hot. Looks beautiful. A couple peppers there. And then once he's done with the chimichurri sauce, if he doesn't use it all, I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to use this spoon. We'll put some right on the top. Beautiful color to the chimichurri. Great job there, Chef. A couple fresh green onions to go on top. Each one, a little fresh sprig of cilantro. And there you have it, folks. As Chef Brandon's getting his ready.
Making his look better, you know, I mean, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, it is a friendly competition. But now we have Chef Brandon's stuffed peppers. They're wonderful. And then we also have
the vegan option.
We have the vegan option.
Beautiful peppers, easy recipe to knock out with the family. Once again, like we said, take some of these ingredients, make them your own. You want to put squash zucchini in there as opposed to the tomatoes. You know, there's a lot of options out there, especially with utilizing things from your garden.
That's right. And like we said before, folks, when you cook this with your family, please, we really can't tell you how much you posting the pictures of what you've done at home really mean to us. It just motivates us more to do this, and we're able to make that connection with you guys. It's our sense of community here at High Point University because we do miss you being on your own campus. Hope to see some of you this summer. Hope to see some of you in the fall. Stay safe and enjoy your pepper. I think Chef Brendan and I are going to try it out right now.
Oh, we're going to try it out. Also want to say thanks and congratulations to the grads that managed to make it to the online ceremony this past Saturday. So proud of you guys. Congratulations. Here we go.
I do have to say mine probably tastes better than yours.
Oh, cheesy.
This is why I keep the trophy in my office. But he really has his own too.
It's good.